Good evening, guests and fellow Toastmasters. How are you all doing? Can I get thumbs up or can I get some noise from you?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Great, only one sentence. How about Monica? How about Tarun? How about we have a guest here, Priyanka? Okay, so great. So fine. So I am the surgeon at dance for today, and today we have a joint speech marathon meeting. I'm sure you are excited as I am. So let me highlight few very key important points for our meeting. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay for 2 hours. The video should be on and audio should be off. Audio should be only on when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics at the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, however, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and in spirit, hence ensure there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones which create hostility and discomfort for members or guests. The meeting is being recorded and would be streamed on social media channels. If we don't have your consent for the same, kindly mention it to the Zoom master before you start speaking to pause the recording during your speech. We won't be able to edit the video once it is published on social media platform. So just be mindful about informing the Zoom master before if you want to pause your recording. So now let me call upon the presiding officer, the Toastmaster of the day, who is Toastmaster Shrilakshmi Hegde, who is the image consultant in her profession. And let me hand over this baton to Toastmaster of the day, that is Shrilakshmi Hegde. Over to you.
Thank you for such a warm welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. That is our Toastmaster Chaitanya, our sergeant arms for our today's meeting. Can we have a round of applause for him, please? A very good evening to all of you. It's my pleasure to be presiding over Gabbys speech marathon. I would like to acknowledge the presence of guests to our meeting. Dear guests and visiting Toastmasters, we appreciate you joining us. Due to paucity of time, we don't have an opportunity to have each one of you to introduce yourself, but we would love to know you. I would urge you to use the chat function and share a brief intro of yours. We will also ask you to share your feedback at the end of the meeting. Also, please join the Gabbys guest WhatsApp group by scanning our Zoom background. Now, let me call upon our very special role player, that is timer for today. That is none other than Maanvi Kumar. She is a biotechnologist turned into psychology enthusiast, currently pursuing PGD in training and development from ISTD Delhi. Aside of being a student, her keen interest lies in interacting with new faces and making friends. Please, Maanvi, can you give brief intro of your role?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrilakshmi. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today I am the timer of the meeting and I will be timing all the speakers and evaluators during their speeches. And all the speeches for today's meeting are of 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 and red at 7. There is a 30-second space period on either sides. For the evaluations, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. The green card will be shown at 2 minutes. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, the yellow card will be shown, and at 3 minutes, the red card will be shown. Please be sure you are in time for both speeches and evaluations. Please wind up as soon as you see the red card. That was all. I'll share my report when the Toastmaster of the day calls upon. Thank you so much. Toastmaster of the day, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Maanvi. Thank you very much. In our regular Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 sections. First is prepared speech, then is table topic, and third is evaluation section. But today we have only two sections, that is prepared speech and the evaluation section. Now let us start our meeting, prepared speeches. Let me introduce our first speaker. She is Manandi Anupama, president of Kekiwara Toastmaster Club, always open to learn new things, love to read books and listen to music in her spare time. Her path is innovative planning, L1 P2. She is attempting level one project. That is evaluation and feedback. The purpose of this project is for member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply on her second speech. The purpose of this speech is for member to present a speech or receive feedback for the evaluator. Her speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Asankya V. Mohan is our evaluator. Asankya, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day, I am there.
Okay, thank you. Now let me introduce her speech title, Manandi Anupama, Friendship. Friendship Manandi Anupama.
Put your hands up if your friends ever get you in trouble. Okay, thank you. Now put your right hand up if you get your friends in trouble. Now everybody, give me a thumbs up because everybody can't switch on their videos. Give me a thumbs up if both you and your friend, both of you gets into trouble. Okay. So, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of friends who gave me wonderful memories. And today, I would like to share a few of them with you. Let's see. Since both my parents are working parents, I would always head out to my grandmother's place after school. Luckily, there was a friend, Purnima, living right next door to my grandmother's place. One time, when I was over at Purnima's place, it started raining heavily and it was very cold. You see, Purnima's dad, he had a nice looking fish tank filled with great fish. Some fancy fishes that I didn't even know the name. Of course, as the sensible and the sensitive kid that I was very concerned for the fish. I told this to Purnima. Purnima, the fish, they must be very cold. And of course, Purnima said, yeah, Manandi, I was thinking the same thing. Why don't we take out the fish and warm them up using our palms? Brilliant, right? But of course, even brilliant kids can't hold fish through their hands all day. So what do we do now? I came up with an idea. Hot water. We can pour hot water into the fish tank. Of course, kids weren't allowed to handle hot water. So we did what we had to do. We sneaked into my grandmother's place, heated a kettle full of water, and sneaked back into my friend's place. We were square. We were stealthy as cats. Nobody knew what we were up to. So we poured the hot water into the tank. Suddenly, the fish, they started to swim a bit faster than you usually do. The fish, they seemed happy. So we went to play. When we came back to check on our happy fishes, they were all belly up. The fish, they are belly up. The fish, they are all belly up. So I ran to Purnima's mom and told her, Auntie, we made the fish so happy. They are swimming upside down. That day, I got Purnima into trouble. Of course, my biography of "Were you that dumb?" didn't just end there. When I was in grade 7, my best friend Vasanti, she fell in love. More like she started crushing over a guy who was in grade 9. Let's call him Asankya. So you see, my friend Purnima is a bit of a romantic. She already planned her wedding with me, this Asankya, and then how many kids they would have, their names, you ask anything, she had planned everything. But of course, she hadn't even spoke to this guy.
Unlike her, I was an expert on the subject how to woo a woman. Why? Because I watched a lot of Shah Rukh Khan movies than anybody in my entire school. As the good friend that I was, I gave her an advice. First, we have to make sure that this Asankya knows that you exist. As the best Shah Rukh Khan fan that I was, I gave her a line from Shah Rukh Khan's movie. It wasn't a line, it was the summary more like it. So I told her, go, introduce yourself. Tell him how much you like him, how beautiful he looks. And then finally, lean onto him and tell him, when I look at you, I forget everything. All that matters is you. And the day came where we had to put our plan into motion. Of course, Vasanti was very nervous. So I gave her a pep talk. Vasanti, everything is going to be fine. Let's go. Because she was nervous, I took her hand and together we went to looking for this ayah. So of course, he was there near the cafeteria because that's people are when we have the interval. So I cleared my throat. He turns around. Yes. And this is the chance for Vasanti to shine. But of course, she was just standing there looking at him like a lovesick puppy. So I nudged her. And after she said the dumbest thing she could ever say, she asked, do you know, by exchanging clothes, we can make kids? Just imagine the guy's face. He was trying so hard not to laugh. She didn't just stop there. She said, oh my God, I love you so much. She forgot all the stuff that I taught her. I was mortified. So I did anything anyone would ever do, a good friend would do. I took her hand and ran back to class. Dear friends, the content of this is that when you have friends that always have your back, who thinks like you, they make your life a wonderful and exciting experience. Just be a friend to somebody that you expect to have a friend as. Over to you, Toastmaster, please.
Wonderful speech, Manandi. That's definitely friendship is the biggest gift to everyone. I can connect with you. Now it's time for let's call our second speaker. Our second speaker is Monica Ashwini. Her path is visionary communication. She's attempting her L1 P3 project, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for member to practice vocal variety or body language to enhance speech. Timer, please note her speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, Maanvi. Maanvi, can you hear me?
Shrilakshmi, you can go ahead.
Okay. She will be evaluated by Deepani. Deepani, are you there? Evaluator 2, Deepani. Can you hear me?
Yeah, she is there.
Okay. Her speech title is Running is a mental sport and we are all insane. Running is a mental sport and we are all insane. All the best to my target speaker, Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrilakshmi. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes.
Hello and good evening, all of you. As you know, I am Monica Ashwini, and I am attempting Level 1 Project 3 of Visionary Communication. I have completed one part named as Presentation Mastery. Why am I sharing this with you? When I rejoined Toastmasters with the Gabbys, my mentor, TM Sourav, who is a brilliant orator himself, asked me one question. How do I prepare my speech? And he gave me two options. Do I write my speech, memorize it, practice it for a few times, and then deliver it in front of the audience? Or do I structure it in my head and then deliver the speech in front of the audience? When he asked me this question, I replied immediately, obviously it's the former, it cannot be the latter. Then today, after completing my first part, when I think in retrospect, I realize that the latter is possible. At that point of time, I thought structuring a speech in your mind is obviously a no for me. I have been into public speaking for so long, but I never had the guts or the courage to deliver a speech by dwelling into an uncharted territory. So here I am, taking a stab at presenting a speech in front of all of you and being unprepared. So I take you 10 years back. 10 years back, I completed my graduation and I was in a drab state of health. But I would say I did gain some amount of maturity and wisdom, which is why I wanted to explore some kind of extracurricular activity. In my last speech, I spoke about discovering Hatha Yoga. In this speech of mine, I will talk about another passion of mine, which is running. So when I started to run, I thought to myself, I have never been an athlete. I have never been into any kind of sports or any physical activity. How will I even do it? I started off with some kind of body transformation in mind, but I struggled wholesome. Initially, what I used to do was I used to run for 1 minute, then take rest for another minute, run for another minute, take rest for another minute, and so on and so forth. Subsequently, as my physical and mental stamina improved, I used to run 3 rounds of 200 to 250 meters and rest or do leisure walking for 1 round. And that ways I used to complete 20 rounds in total. So that has been my journey of running, how I discovered running and how I improved my physical and mental stamina. Now, what I want to share with you is the profound influence that running has had on me. Now, when I run, it's very simple. I inhale and exhale. Now, we inhale and exhale in our daily lives. That's very simple. There's no math over there. But when you run, you are doing some amount of conscious breathing. You feel your breath. You feel that you're inhaling and you're exhaling. You feel that for a good amount of time. And that is equivalent to mindful breathing. Or rather, I would say mindful meditation. Now, for me, running is equivalent to a brief state of nirvana. Now, as they say, nirvana is as simple as extinction of any kind of negative emotions from your head. It can be any kind of desires, some materialistic achievements, some kind of hatred or negative feelings that you have towards anyone. It's the extinction of all those feelings. But for me, nirvana is a state of calm and composure. It's a state of peace. And that is what I get from running. Now, I would want to share one thing. When we run, as I said, it's mindful breathing, it's conscious breathing. So it takes you to a different state wherein you structure your thoughts. That is the biggest accomplishment I have had through running on a regular basis. I put some schedule in my head. It's more like a mind mapping thing. I think about the things that I have done in the past, the things that I want to do in the past, the things that would require a lot of effort from my side, be it mental or physical, and it helps me structure my thoughts. It gives me a direction most important. So that is the amount of influence that running has had on me. So what do I want to achieve? What is the way ahead in this direction or in this path of my passion? I'm a returning mother. I just completed my maternity leave. And before my pregnancy, I used to run around 5 kilometers in 30 minutes. That was a major accomplishment for me. Now, people will say, and rather it's right, I agree with it, that you should not talk about numbers. You should not concentrate on numbers. 5K under 30 is just a myth. You should run as per your own passion, as per your own stamina, and not focus on the numbers. But you know what? My motivation is that I want to complete 5K under 30. The ethics apart, I would say. But as I said, since I'm a returning mother, right now I'm struggling with 5K in 33 minutes. I need to reduce it by 3 minutes. So that is the way ahead for me. Also, I would like to suggest one simple thing. All of us have a passion that we would want to follow. And that requires a lot of effort to continue it in the long run. So for me, running is not a finish line. It's definitely not a finish line. It's a journey. It's something that I'm learning, and it's something that will continue forever. It has brought immense change in me as a personality. I have become very calm, very composed. I have become very structured in my thoughts. So I identify myself as an individual who always used to be with the books, and I used to identify myself as a geek. But now I try and hold a plank for 2 minutes. I try and run 5K under 30 minutes. So that effort that I put is improving me as a personality. So all I would want to say here is that inspire yourself. For example, running is not only about the finish line, it's about the journey ahead. Thank you.
Wow, what a speech, Toastmaster Monica. I loved your passion for running. I know it brings you happiness, peace, positivity. Definitely, I can resonate with you. For me, the peace brings happiness is doing meditation. Congratulations for delivering a successful speech.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Monica. Thank you very much. Now it's time to call our speaker number 3. That is Smruti Mohanty. Smruti, are you there? Smruti, she has devoted 7 years to the sales arena, collaborating with India's iconic brand Naukri.com in roles spanning enterprise, account management, team leadership, and client servicing. For the past 2 years, she spread her wings in the field of training and development, conducting proficiency enhancement sessions for diverse audiences in India. Her journey took an unexpected turn as she moved to the US, facing the challenge of career gap head-on. But Smruti turned into an educational adventure. She has become a soft skill trainer, joined Toastmaster International to sharpen her saw of public speaking and leadership skills. She is on verge of stepping into higher education in the US, illustrating her unwavering commitment to personal growth and development. Smruti is attempting her L2 P3 project that is on her path is dynamic leadership. Her project name is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for members to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for member to share some aspect of his or her some aspect of previous experience as a protege. Her time duration is 5 to 7 minutes.
Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah.
That's a different project and different purpose. Can you please read mine for my evaluator?
I was about to ask whether it is changed. Karke.
If you have the information, we can start.
Just a second, I'll do it. Just a second, sorry.
It is identifying the leadership style.
That's correct.
Sorry.
Toastmaster Shrilakshmi, it's okay. We can start if evaluator has the details in place.
Okay, just
No. For the benefit of the audience, we need the project objective. The audience must also know the objective.
Yours is understanding leadership style, right?
Yes. Persuasive influence.
Yeah. Sorry, very much sorry. Her path is persuasive influence. Her project is level 2 P1 project, that is understanding your leadership style. Her speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note her time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. And she will be evaluated by Chetana B. Chetana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. And speech title is The Corporate Face is Personal Face. The corporate face is personal face.
Our ship is always safe at shore, but that's not what it's built for. That's what I said to convince my family when we were in a dilemma to decide what will be my brother's career. Yes, I do belong to a working class family where most of the time elders think they can take a call and decide what's good or bad for the younger one. Before you start getting judgmental and I sail through my imaginary ship, let me understand how relatable my audience are today with me. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, with a quick raise of virtual hand, tell me, how many of you ever took or forced to take a decision for someone near or dear ones in your life? Okay, interesting. Let me add more detail. A situation where suddenly you were under the limelight, not by choice, but because of personal equations. I think the counts remain the same. I feel you all been there and done that. Want to know how? Welcome aboard to a corporate phase of my personal life. I'm the middle one in my family, younger to my elder sister and elder to my younger brother. Do you know the most interesting part of being the middle one? Nobody cares about you. They don't expect anything from you, good or bad. Just be there and breathe. Until year 2018, my younger brother completed his graduation, being ambitiously hopeless about this next move. It runs in our blood, I guess. But deep down, I knew that he is inclined for higher education. But we all were in a dilemma to decide if that's a wise decision or not. My mom, out of the blue, adapted a bureaucratic leadership style and just like that decided and declared that I need to take the responsibility and make a final call about my brother's career. Why? Because I was the only MBA in my entire khandan. Trust me, the situation was nerve-wracking, but I decided to roll up my sleeves. My MBA degree was on question that day. Okay, I believe in democracy, hence called everyone for a board meeting with my younger and elder sister. To make my life smooth, I encourage them to lead, to participate, to share their point of view on the topic itself. Not to my surprise, my younger brother, whose career is in question, picked the transactional leadership style and asked me, what's in it for me? What will I get if I pursue higher education? And what extra can you offer if I sit for an interview? I didn't have anything to offer him. So I used my veto power and asked him to leave the boardroom. Now, my hopes were really high with my elder sister because she has always been my guiding angel. With her coaching leadership style, she could see the strengths and weaknesses of an individual and always help them grow and succeed. I looked at her with puppy eyes. To my surprise, that day she took her fifth and decided to honor my mom's decision. She parked herself out and left me to decide the course of action with a fine touch of her delegative leadership style. Now the ball was on my court and time was ticking. I did all the math in my head and didn't sleep the whole night. Next day, with the first ray of the sun, I called for another board meeting with everybody. I made pros and cons of the situation, focusing on my brother's skill, factors which will answer his question of what's in it for me, and my family's balance sheet. I stood tall with my affiliative leadership style, who believed in harmony, avoids conflict, and motivate people around. I understood the gravity of my decision because it was not only my brother. I knew this decision is going to equally affect my family's finance, my mom's and sister's emotional state. I went ahead and told my mom, Mom, a ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it's built for. You know your boy is good enough to get an interview within the city, but I urge you to understand, let him go, spread his wings, and do his master's out of the state. And don't worry, I'm going to sponsor his education. Because I am an MA. She weighed my proposal and everybody accepted my decision. Now, how the decision went, that's a story for another meeting. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that day, I learned my lessons. Not about my leadership style, but what it takes to sustain in being one. It's always good to know your traits and identify your leadership style, but sometimes you need to be authoritative to empower others. You may have to lead with example and delegate the task. There is no harm in asking what's in it for me. And it doesn't take much to check others' opinion. We are humans and we reciprocate to situations as and when it demands. Hence, just be optimistic, open-minded, and effectively communicate to meet your desired goals. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Smruti. I loved your leadership journey. What a fantastic leadership journey. Congratulations once again. Now, let me introduce our third speaker. That is fourth speaker. He is Tarun Agarwal. Tarun Agarwal, he is from Jaipur, currently working in an investment consulting company in Mumbai. He loves to travel and explore new places. He loves Indian music, Indian food, and Indian cricket team. And he joined Toastmaster to be an effective speaker in his professional and personal life. His speech is level 2, project 3, that is Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring, L2P3. The purpose of this project is for member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of this project is for member to share some aspect of previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note his time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Sanjay Jain, Evaluator, are you there? Sanjay Jain is Evaluator.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, thank you. His speech title is My World Cup Event. Tarun Agarwal, My World Cup Event, Tarun Agarwal. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. World Cup. Yes, I'm talking about Cricket World Cup. Let me share you a story. There was a young boy from Punjab who was very notorious. But his father saw a talent in him. His father realized that one day this player can play for India. The kid wanted to play with his friends, wanted to go for a movie, wanted to go for video games. But his father ensured that he spent most of the time on the cricket ground and go for training in a disciplined way. Later on, that player got selected in India team, and one day he did a miracle. He hit 6 sixes in 1 over against England. Yes, I'm talking about Yuvraj Singh, who was also one of the key players to win the World Cup in 2011. After winning the World Cup, Yuvraj mentioned that today I am here because of my father, my mentor. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. A mentor is the one, if you are lucky, if you get one, he will give you a vision and he will also give you different direction and resources how to achieve that goal or that vision. Well, in my life also, in my childhood, I got a lot of mentors. Being from a Hindi medium school, when I was struggling with English speaking, I reached out to my mentor, my father, and I asked, what should I do? My father said, well, why don't you join an English medium college from next year? Things will change automatically. I did that. I got some confidence, but I still was not there in terms of communication. Then I reached out to my next mentors, my friends. Well, we all have friends and they are called universal self-claimed mentors. My friends explained me, why don't you join English speaking course? You will get a good environment over there. I joined that. And there also, I got some confidence that I can speak in English. I can communicate in English. But when I joined professional world, I realized that people are way ahead in terms of communication. They are not even interested in talking to a person like me. I was shattered. But I was lucky that I got to know about Toastmasters. And things started changing dramatically once I started Toastmasters mentoring program. There are a lot of mentors I got to know, I got through, but I would like to give a few examples. When I was part of Ahmedabad Toastmasters Club, TM Biswajit was my mentor. When I prepared first speech for TM Biswajit, I submitted to him. I was confident that it's a humorous speech. My mentor will laugh on it, the audience will laugh on it, and I will win the best speaker. When my mentor TM Biswajit read the speech, he called me and he said, Tarun, what do you want to convey? I explained him everything. Then TM Biswajit said, oh, so it's a humorous speech. I said, yes, he got it. It's a humorous speech. But then TM Biswajit said something. He said, I got this after you explained me for 15 minutes and your speech time is just 5 minutes. Well, that gave me a shock because what I was expecting that TM Biswajit will give me some heavy quotations, some different heavy jargons in English that will make my speech awesome. But he didn't say anything. He said, you are not thinking from the audience point of view. Audience. I got a humorous speech. If I communicate, people should laugh. Why should I think from audience point of view? Then he gave me a second example. You have given different anecdotes. The moment you are moving from one anecdote to second anecdote, I am lost. I am still in the first anecdote. So by the time you are moving to second anecdote, I am still confused. Your transition is not smooth. And finally he said, please use simple words, simple language. You will be able to connect with the audience in a better way. Well, this was a totally shattering for me because I was thinking for English communication in a different way. I used to watch English movies and used to learn different accent and different heavy words. But he didn't mention any of the things. He said, just focus on your audience. After that, my communication journey totally changed. TM Pratik Poddar, TM Amit, all these members from Ahmedabad, from Mumbai, they helped me a lot. And gradually, I became confident. My speech became very focused and impatient. People started listening to me. They were liking me. In today's also, in the Gabbys, TM Dhwani, she keeps encouraging me just to participate. Even I participate or not participate, it doesn't impact her. But that's the beauty of Toastmasters mentoring, that the mentor help you without any selfish reason. Friends, if you are lucky, like Yuvraj Singh, you will also, which got the chance to win a World Cup for India. If you are also lucky and if you get a chance to get a mentor like me, I'm sorry, the way I got a mentors from Toastmasters, I am confident that one day I will achieve my professional goals. I will achieve my professional dream. And that day will be my World Cup day. And for that, I'm thankful to the Toastmasters mentoring program today and for ever future. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Tarun. I am wishing for your World Cup final day. I'm wishing you good luck. What a fantastic speech. Now, let me call our speaker number 5. That is DTM Sourav Dutta. DTM Sourav Dutta he's the Vice President Public Relation of both Gabbys Toastmaster Club and Gabbys Online Toastmaster Club. He's distinguished Toastmaster who has achieved 2 awards, 3 triple crowns, and has completed 9 paths. His path is innovative planning, and he's attempting his elective project that is connect with storytelling. The purpose of this project is for member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note Sourav's speech limit is 5 to 7 minutes. He will be evaluated by Lakshmi Sujatha. Lakshmi, are you there?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Title, In Love We Trust. DTM Sourav Dutta. In Love We Trust. In Love We Trust. DTM Sourav Dutta.
How many of you have read, heard, watched the Mahabharata? Stupid question. Almost everyone here, right? I think none of us have grown up without watching the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Second question. How many of you know Bhanumati, a character in Mahabharata? Okay, I see Shrilakshmi raise her hand. Anyone else? Okay, Shrilakshmi, who's Bhanumati?
She's Duryodhana's wife.
Exactly. She is Duryodhana's wife. So what happened one day is Duryodhana had to go for some kind of an errand, something to do with, he was the king of Hastinapur, right? So he had to go for some work or something. And Bhanumati, as usual, like most spouses complain, felt like he was not giving enough time, and she was a bit like, you don't give me time, you're always busy. I think many of us can relate with this. So she said, no, stay with me. And Duryodhana was like, no, I can't stay with you. That sweet fights that we couples have, well, they also had that. So Duryodhana finally convinced her to stay at home, and he had to leave. At that point of time, when he was leaving, Karna came in. And Duryodhana told Karna that, I'm leaving for some work. Will you stay back and just take care of Bhanumati? Just, have chat with her. Karna said, yes, I would love to. They sat and chat for some time. Time was just not passing by. So they decided to play a game of dice. Now, Mahabharata and game of dice, as we all know, have got a lot of common, right? And that's why whenever people get bored, that they play a game of dice. Like we play shuttle, badminton, table tennis, or watch Netflix. So they were playing a game of dice. And Karna was actually a good player. And Bhanumati lost in that round. At that point of time, just when she lost, so the way they were sitting is, Bhanumati was sitting facing the door, and Karna's back was towards the door. So Bhanumati suddenly saw Duryodhana at the door, and she got up in respect. Karna thought that she got up and she was running away because she lost. So Karna tried to pull her by her hand, tug her, and make her sit down. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, and he ended up pulling the shawl and the pallu, and the dress got a little, it was not looking very appropriate. Bhanumati tried to free herself away, and in that process, her bead of pearls broke open, and the entire floor was scattered with pearls. Duryodhana walked in. He looked at Karna. He looked at Bhanumati. He again looked at Karna. He looked at Bhanumati. And both of them stood there, frozen. Any husband who walks into a scene like that would make the most natural assumptions. Am I right? Duryodhana walked in, picked up the pearls, and asked Karna and Bhanumati both, so do you just want me to pick them up, or do you also want me to beat them into the necklace that you were wearing? And he had a hearty laugh and said, so you must have lost the game again, right? And he walked away. Why did I tell you this story? Smruti, why did I tell you this story?
Is it like the trust factor we're discussing here?
Exactly. Trust. The foundation of any relationship. How many of you here are in a relationship? Raise of hand. Rest of us are not in any relationships. Lovely. A lot of singles here. Okay. Some of us don't want to disclose that we are in a relationship. That's also fine. Those of you who are in a relationship, I think this is a story you need to go back and tell your partner. Many a times what happens is, we say seeing is believing. But sometimes what we see may not actually be what the reality is. The turn of events, the way things are placed at that point of time, the stars, the manifestations, luck, fate, whatever you call it, may make things look the way it actually not is. Some things may look to be very different than the reality. At that point of time, it's very easy to lose trust in your partner. In today's world, it's even more easier. It's easier because of the things that we see around us, the stories that we read, the kind of content that we have on social media, on the various channels. Why in today's world? While we have this story of Bhanumati and Duryodhana and Karna, we also have the story of Othello and Desdemona, right? Now, what we need to do is retain that trust. Hold on to that trust as if our life depends on it, because our life depends on it. I'm sorry, but not only our life, but there's another life that depends on it. If you're in a marital relationship, you have got kids, then probably a lot more lives depend on it. Just on one factor, trust. So my friends, if you're in a relationship, and I'm not talking about only romantic relationships, even with your siblings, your parents, hold on to that trust. Have that trust that they're there for you. Believe in them. Believe in the bond. Because in love, we need to trust. And trust is what we need to love, to make love work. That's the magic. Toastmaster.
Congratulations, DTM Sourav. What a fantastic speech. I can connect with you everywhere, even in romantic relationship, even with friendship, even with siblings, everywhere. More than everything, trust is important. If trust is strong between any relationship, no one can break us. No one can come between us in any relationship. Fantastic speech, DTM Sourav. Now, it's time for our speaker number 6, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Toastmaster Chitrakshi, are you there? Toastmaster Chitrakshi? Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Okay, good. Toastmaster Chitrakshi, she's a double pathbreaker in 8 months of her Toastmaster journey and secretary of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. She has empowered over 6,000 individuals to secure promotions, interviews, and excel in their visual and vocal communication. With an adventurous spirit and love for off-road journeys, she fearlessly navigates life just like her trusty old jeep. Driven by her passion for making a meaningful impact, Chitrakshi aspires to positively transform the life of millions of individuals by 2033. Wow, fantastic Toastmaster Chitrakshi. She is attempting N3P3 project, that is, her path is effective in innovative planning. Her project is effective body language. The purpose of this project is for member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Her timer, please note, her speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Joane Joseph. Joane, are you there?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. Thank you. Toastmaster Chitrakshi's speech title is Let's Face It. Let's face it, Toastmaster Chitrakshi.
Let's face it, everyone. I am a good speaker. Let's face it, I get nervous at times. Let's face the reality. Sometimes I'm really scared of appearing in front of an audience. Let's face it, I feel like running away many a times. Dear Toastmasters and guests, how many of you have such multiple fears running around in your mind when you have a task at hand? Something that you're not very sure you're good at. Raise of hands. Well, all of us do. Because under stressful situations, our mind finds a way to comfort ourselves or soothe the way we look at situations. And that is called coping mechanism. Coping mechanism is nothing but a strategy or behaviors that we use in order to reduce the feeling of negativity, stress, or sometimes emotional outrage. We are overwhelmed and we want to do something. NLP defines coping mechanisms of three kinds: flight, fight, or play dead. Fight, as you can see, is fighting, facing your problems, facing the situations. Flight is running away from those problems. And playing dead is being absolutely indifferent to those situations. Feeling, there is no feeling that you have at the moment. Well, why am I discussing coping mechanisms? Why, Chitrakshi, in the middle of the week, very close to Diwali, why all of a sudden coping mechanism? Well, I'm talking about it because in the last few days, I have had multiple people talk to me about the difference in the 80s kids, 90s kids, 2000, 2010 kids. And I thought, well, what is the big deal? We're all different, aren't we? And then something happened which I just could not ignore. That's when my playing dead became the fight strategy. And I thought, why not talk about it in a Toastmasters platform? So, what happened with me? Well, I was talking to a 25 something year old girl about a recent breakup that she had. So she moved out of home, she had a breakup, she got into a new office, she met with new people, and so many things came to her at the same time. So, what would she do? Well, if it were me, I might focus on something, ignore the others, or take it one day at a time, or take it by the year. But what did she do? She decided to take all that head on. Unfortunately for her, she wasn't prepared for it. She didn't know how to deal with it. And one day she finally broke down. She didn't break down at home in the middle of the night, but she broke down at her workplace. She did not break down with a, oh my God, what happened to my life? But she broke down with a, oh, my life is over. And that too in front of all her colleagues. And this was a startup. So 20 people on the same floor all around her knew something's happened with her. The closest friend she had at work decided to give her an anxiety pill, anti-anxiety pill that was prescribed to this girl by her doctor. While the team leader decided to walk in and say, hey, don't play the crying card. You're at work. Women don't cry. And if you do, everyone will believe that you're not strong enough. When I heard this story from this girl in the middle of a party, I just could not stop or control myself anymore. And I had to say something about it. And that's why today I decided to talk about this issue. Getting rid of a problem or the problem is not really the problem. The way we deal with the problem is the problem. Most of us do not work on anything till it's reached the brim, till it's way over our heads, till we're drowning in it. So for all those who understand that there's a problem and they have to solve that problem, great, you're going well. You know something's happening. But if you're the kinds who's either running away from those problems or hiding from those problems or not wanting to feel or find any problem in a thing, it's time you take 3 simple measures. Measure number 1, know that something's happening within you. There is a change, whether it's a positive change or a negative change, all of us will get overwhelmed. It's just human nature. We are bound to feel scared, afraid, happy, excited, some emotion. So understand what you're facing. First off, understand the change and the emotion or feeling that you're feeling. Now, a feeling is not good or bad. A feeling is happy, sad, excited. So name the feeling. Second, figure out how that's affecting you. Well, I'm excited about this and I'm just hoping it doesn't go away. Or I'm really stressed. If I screw this up, I'm going to be very embarrassed and people would be disappointed at me. Feel the feeling and connect it with the feeling that would happen if this goes wrong. And finally, the third, how do you want to deal with it? Know that you're about to fight it, you're going to run away from it, or you're going to ignore the problem altogether. A very small example, if tomorrow you had a credit card and you realized that your bill was 1 lakh rupees, out of which you had only spent 30,000, there would be 3 ways to deal with it. One, pick up a glass of wine, find a corner for yourself, sit, drink, don't think about it because life's over. How am I going to pay this bill? I am dead. And just stay like that. Second, call the bank, shout at them, do anything in your power to stop this. It wasn't me. Don't you get it? I'm never taking a credit card from this bank and I am closing my account. And the third response would be calling your best friend and saying, I'm dead. This wasn't me. I swear I can't deal with this. Can you lend me some money to get out of the debt? Well, these are 3 things that you can do. Any of them work as long as you know which one you're doing. Because it's not the problem that is the problem. It is the attitude and the way you're trying to get rid of the problem that actually becomes a problem. So either find a solution or find yourself a way out of this problem, but stop running away from it because it's time you face it. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wow, Toastmaster Chitrakshi, what a fantastic problem. Whatever, now I realize that in whatever problem comes, we should face it. By facing problems, we'll become strong, but not by running away from it. What a fantastic speech. Now, timer, can you please tell everybody, all the speakers are on time. Can you show the timer report, please?
Sure, I'll show the timer report in the end, but all the speakers are qualified.
Okay, good, good. Can you launch the poll for best speaker, please? Everyone voted?
Just need a confirmation from everybody that are you able to see the polling? Are you able to see?
No. Can we take? No, it's time for 5 minutes break. Everybody can join exactly at after 5 minutes.
Shrilakshmi, let the polling get over, then we'll go for a
Yeah,
break.
after polling only. After polling, we'll have 5 minutes break. After I request everyone to join back.
Okay, so can anyone confirm that are you able to see the polling? Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah, Shri, polling is done. You can announce the break. Lakshmi, can you hear me? I cannot hear you. You can
Please tell.
You can announce the break. Polling is done.
Sorry, you can't.
You can announce the break. Polling is done.
Yeah. Everyone can. We can. I request everyone to take 5 minutes break if you want. You can come back after 5 minutes.
Chitrakshi on the beat.
Welcome back, everybody. Can you start that meeting? Everyone are there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Can you all switch on camera, please? Okay, thank you, everybody. Now it's time for second round, that is evaluation round. Now let me call our evaluator one for our first speaker, that is Manandi Anupama. She will be evaluated by evaluator Asankya V. Mohan. Asankya Mohan is working with Emirates on corporate front and presently serving as the Associate Club Growth Director in District 124 Toastmaster International. He has taken up various club and district leadership roles, and last year he became President Distinguished Division Director in the inaugural year of District 124. Timer, please note time limit is 2 to 3 minutes.
Toastmaster of the day, shall we start? Yeah. Thank you so much, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Manandi Anupama. Friendship. Though this wasn't your icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Anupama, but the way you started your speech right from the outset, asking two questions, whether maybe raising a left hand and a right hand, whether we have a friend who has been basically putting us in trouble, or whether we have been putting our friends in trouble. This is something that is very relatable, and it grabbed everyone up, and it was a good way of starting the speech with regards to your speech today as such. You, right after that, you shared an anecdote with regards to fish, and a humorous one that, again, that cracked everyone up. You kept a demeanor that was very pleasant. At the same time, you were smiling all throughout your speech. But at the same time, I have some few recommendations, some areas of improvement that would take your speech to the next level. To start with, I feel you can go into a more intricate level with respect to the details you are sharing. Like you mentioned, when your friend, in the second anecdote of yours, wherein your friend was nervous, wherein you had to give her a pep talk, maybe if you could shed some light on the pep talk, that would again make the speech a little more relatable with all of us. Because at some point or the other, we all have been in situations wherein we have been either getting pep talks or receiving pep talks regarding crushes at our maybe at our school or college days. We all have dealt with these sort of situations. Second of all, if you can lower the rate of your speech a bit, that will go a long way in ensuring you are giving the audience the required time to grasp your message or that humorous punch or that message as well. Like in the first anecdote of yours, you mentioned like in the second anecdote of yours itself, you mentioned about the guy crushing your friend who was in seventh grade who was crushing over a guy. Maybe you said right after that, you said, let's name him so and so. As an evaluator, even though I was paying attention, somehow I missed that name. So maybe this is something from my end specifically, a personal feedback. Maybe that would help you make sure that the audience is able to understand the message as well. Lastly, I feel you stopped right after the yellow card itself, wherein you can go a little more with regards to sharing your feedback or with regards to sharing another story of yours, because I felt there was almost ample amount of time, less 1.5 minutes left for you to share some more anecdotes, some humorous touches, or some punches to add on that would go a long way in adding some feathers to your overall speech. All in all, it was a good speech. And to take your speech to the next level, these are the few feedbacks that you can work upon. One last thing that I really liked was your incorporation of understanding your audience. You mentioned about Shah Rukh Khan, how you tried wooing your friend through the tricks and tricks that you have learned through Shah Rukh Khan as such. That again is something that made all of us relatable and made sure we were paying attention right from the outset to the basically the end of your speech. To conclude, just three feedbacks, a little more intricate with respect to your details. The rate of speech can be worked upon. And lastly, another story that we can maybe you can incorporate in your speech. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Looking forward to hearing you more, Toastmaster Anupama.
Thank you, Evaluator Asankya, for a fantastic relation. I know your relation will definitely help our speaker. Now, let me call our second speaker, that is Deepani Jayasinghe. She is evaluating Monica Ashwini. Deepani Jayasinghe is senior assistant manager, Commercial Bank of Ceylon. Her hobbies are singing, reading books, and listening to music. You're on mute. Deepani, you're on mute. Can you
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yes. Toastmaster Monica Shrine, what a wonderful speech about the importance of running. We all know running is the best mental sport that we can attend to. The beauty of your speech was the way you presented it. It was a valuable story. You educate us about the values of running. Daily running 20 to 30 minutes. The way you experienced running, you detailed out to us. And I really thought from tomorrow onwards, I too must do a daily run for my health. You add colors by telling your experiences and how you do it on a daily basis. I noticed good body language. When it comes to areas to improve, since we are having the speeches on virtual background, I noticed it would have been much better if you can look at the camera, and the other thing is you would have more vocal varieties. Your vocal high and low vocals would add more colors to your speech. Then that will avoid the monotonous of your speech. In summation, I would say you spoke the value of running with your life experience and good body language. Areas to improve: look at the camera and add more variations to your speech. I congratulate you on completing this level, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good luck to you, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepani, for a fantastic evaluation. Let me call our third speaker, Chetana B, for speaker Smruti Mohanty. Chetana B, she has over 15 plus years of experience in the education sector as a career strategist and a counselor. She has spent her professional life assisting people in achieving their objectives by offering knowledgeable career direction and support. She is a certified career coach and DMIT expert who is passionate about helping people kickstart their careers with clarity and progress in their career development. She has mentored over 5,000 students over the course of her career, helping them to discover their abilities, interests, and career aspirations. Time. Chetna, are you there? Chetna, can you hear me?
She got dropped off. I just admitted her to the meeting back.
Okay. Chetna.
Yeah. Toastmaster of the Day.
Yeah.
Please excuse me. I am still in office. Is it okay if I leave the meeting?
Yeah, fine. It's fine.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay.
Chetna, can you hear me?
Chetna's again dropped off. She's joining back again.
Okay.
I admitted her once again. She's facing some bandwidth issues.
Chetna, can you hear us?
She's facing technical issues, I think.
Okay, Shrilakshmi, can you please move on to the next speaker?
Sorry.
I think I just admitted her again. There's some technical issue that are there. Chetna, can you hear us?
I have logged in. Sorry.
Okay. Chetna, you can start your evaluation.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think every time when I'm supposed to give the evaluation, something happens with my system. Sorry for that. Okay. Smruti. Yeah, I think one of the calm and composed person what I've met in Gabbys, always who wears a smile. That's the one thing which I love about you. Coming to your speech, corporate phase in personal life. Yeah, you guys are able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Chetana.
Okay. The things which I liked loud about your speech was the start itself, when you started with the quote, and that curiosity built in and how you built in with the story was like very relatable, Smruti. So one is like you just grabbed the audience attention by asking questions, though they were not answered, though they didn't respond to you, you still continued with that. So that was the thing which comes when you never showed that okay, nobody responded. Karke. And the second part was like you also sprinkled humor everywhere. So that glued in, I think audience were like very curious to listen to your story. And I think I have to tell you, you are an excellent story narrator. So coming to the, I mean, I was thinking, okay, why she's telling the story? Where are the leadership styles and all? I was just thinking for 1 or 2 minutes. Then you brought in when your mom came up with the, when you brought in the each character, your mom, your sister, your brother, how each one of them had a different leadership style. And end of the thing, like how you brought in your leadership style by telling that you explained that very beautifully, like with the different leadership styles, with the different characters. That was the very beautifully put across. The one more thing was like the connection between the initial quote with the final message. So usually that doesn't happen, and you very well put across that. So how you brought in that initial quote with the final message when you were about to conclude that. So how you brought in that, that was excellently managed, Smruti. So one more thing, the conclusion was good. The message was very powerful. So these are the things which I literally very beautifully liked about your speech. One more thing which I would want you to work, I mean, it would have been better was if you would have given one more example, like you told about your affiliative leadership style, but how, I think one more example, your professional experience or something, if you would have brought in, that could have been literally the best speech I can tell. So that is one of the thing which I would want you to work on. So on a whole, it was a very nice, you articulated your thoughts and ideas with very much clarity and precision, I can tell you. So on a whole, I like your speech. So all the best, Smruti, for your future speeches. Thank you.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Chaitanya, for a fantastic evaluation. I want to appreciate, in spite of facing a lot of technical glitches, you had given fantastic evaluation. Congratulations to both speakers and evaluators. Now, let me call our evaluator fourth for Tarun Agarwal, that is Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Sanjay is a chartered accountant by profession, married to a lovely wife, Sushma Jain. She is also CA. The couple is blessed with 2 lovely children. Outside Toastmaster and accounting, Sanjay likes playing cricket, chess, and loves traveling.
Yeah, thank you, Shrilakshmi, for a wonderful introduction. Good evening, all. And my target speaker, Tarun Agarwal. I liked your speech. You had started with the story of Yuvraj Singh and very well connected with your story. It was a well thought out. I was thinking that you will bring some cricket match and something of your own story, but you connected with the English speaking and things like that. It was a very well thought, and how beautifully you narrated your story, connecting each and everything. It was very clear, and audience could understand each and every part of what you spoke. Your voice was very clear. Your eye contact was absolutely very well, and you also spoke about that Toastmaster mentoring, how it helped people and how it transforms the lives of so many individuals. You very well spoke about your mentor, and their message was very clearly given to all of us. And you, at the end of the speech, you very well concluded that one day you will also won the World Cup, and the event will be a great success. Congratulations on completing this project very well. what you could have done is that when you spoke, you were speaking, you could have stand up and spoke, or at least your camera could have projected in that fashion that your hand movement and things like that, so that at least because body language also plays a very important role when we speak, so that could have added value to your speech. But absolutely, your speech was well structured and well thought out, and I liked each and everything what you spoke. I also got motivated by the way you spoke and things like that. So it is a well connected story, and all the best for your speech, and would like to hear more story, more speeches from you. Thank you. All the best.
Congratulations to speaker Tarun and Sanjay Jain for a fantastic evaluation. Now it's time for evaluate to call our evaluator 5. That is Lakshmi Sujatha for DTM Sourav speech. Lakshmi, can you hear me? Yeah, Lakshmi is there. Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujatha, she is a girl and leadership trainer. Lakshmi found her Ikigai through her job with the Akshay Patra Foundation. She facilitates training program across India that upskill and motivates the frontline workers of her organization. And to upskill herself, her only go-to place is Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Shrilakshmi. When it comes to storytelling, in distinguished Toastmasters Sourav Dutta, we trust. That was the impact of the stories that you tell us, DTM Sourav Dutta. Let me come to your speech today, but before that, let me first congratulate you for completing this project successfully. What I really liked and what I really appreciate about this speech that you gave us today was the story that you selected. A very simple story that all of us could easily understand and comprehend. In fact, I think even if you had not concluded, I think your message was very clear, and that message came out so clear, one, because as I said, the selection of the story was good and the way it was delivered was pretty impactful with the right pauses and the right amount of content that you had shared with us. Now, most of us here know that you are an expert when it comes to public speaking. But here are some things that I would like to see probably the next time, or just something that you would want to challenge yourself with. One, is a bit of humor. I did see that there were 2 places in your speech which had humor in it, but was it impactful? That is something that we might have to reconsider. How to make it impactful? For that, use of body language or even use of pauses, a little more effective pauses would have really helped. The second one was body language and descriptive language. Let me use that together. Where the descriptive language would have been helpful. That scene where Bhanumati stood up when she saw Duryodhan entering and Karan pulled her by the hand. I wish that entire part of the story was a little more descriptive. Why? That would have impacted us even more. We would have got drawn into the story even more. And your conclusion, it would have been like watching a movie, basically. That was what the impact you would have created. Another thing is, you are an ace storyteller. I wish you had tried this. To take a real story, not your own. And okay, that's another point that I would like to congratulate you that you decided, or you were brave enough to take a story from outside of your personal life. I congratulate you for that as well. But I wish you could have taken a story that is a well-known story that all of us know and added a twist to it, Sourav Datta's twist to it, and convinced us that Sourav Datta's version of the story is the truth. Because you have that power in you to tell us stories that we could believe in. So to conclude, overall, congratulations. Just a little bit of humor here and there, descriptive language, and trying to convince the audience that what you are saying is the truth would have really made it next level. Thank you, and over to you.
Wow, Lakshmi, what a fantastic evaluation. Definitely, both congratulations DTM Sourav Dutta also for delivering a fantastic speech. Congratulations to both speaker and the evaluator. Now it's time to call our Evaluator 6 for the for speaker Chitrakshi Vij. Evaluator 6 is Toastmaster Joan Joseph, a content writer and a passionate reader. Is an introvert who finds joy in conversation. She immerses herself in diverse music genres and languages, while her free evenings are spent treasure hunting in vintage book and stationery stores. Hailing from Mumbai, she cherishes the sunrise and sunset at the Marine Drive.
Can I have Chitrakshi also spotlighted, or is she not there?
Chitrakshi is here, but her video cannot be switched on, because of which she cannot be spotlighted. Thank you, Joane.
Okay, no problem. Chitrakshi, let's face it, it was a buffet of body language today. Body language, and a lot more body language. What I liked about your speech, let me start with that. I like the story. When you brought in the story about your friend facing that issue in her office and the coping mechanism that you spoke about, and then the message in the end that you brought in, the 3 ways we can do it, like, face it, or go and talk to your friend, or don't cry about it, but the choice is yours. So I love that whole idea. I love that story. It was very relatable. I think we all have been there, or we have a friend who has been there. And that is the best part of bringing in real life stories and connecting with the audience. And the second thing I liked about today's speech is the descriptive language that you use. Your language was so descriptive that I could imagine things happening the way they were. So these are the two highlights of the whole speech. Now, I won't go into the details of the speech. We're going to focus only on the project objective. The project objective was effective body language, focusing on gestures. And you used gesture.
Joan,
Timer, please stop timing.
Timer, please stop timing.
So Joane has mentioned that she has a power cut.
We'll wait for Joan to come back.
Yes. So she'll join back.
She's facing technical issues.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, timer.
There's a power cut right now, so you can't see me. There's no way you can see me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Joan, we can hear you.
Apologies for that. My biggest nightmare just came true. Thank God it was in Gabbys and not some other place. Sorry, Chitrakshi, about that. Like, I'm right now in pitch black darkness. I can't see my notes, but let's go. I was talking about the recommendations. Okay. So the first thing is, for every word you had a gesture. Okay. And then you have to think about the fact that how much is too much. Body language is not about using a gesture for every single word. It's effective body language. Effective body language means you have to use only gestures where they are effective. For example, you had words like coping mechanism. You had words like the last 3 messages that you were giving in. I would have loved to show it to you, but unfortunately, I can't come on camera right now. But I hope you're getting the point. You don't need to use gesture for every single word. Just use them effectively on the points where you want to emphasize a key message. That's the first thing you have to think about. How much is too much when it comes to body language and hand gestures? The second is, when your project objective is body language, the first thing I would have done is an audio video check. Every time you moved your hand, it was blurred. The movement was blurred. So that was highly distracting. I couldn't figure out what your hand movements were precisely and effectively, first point. And second, I was highly distracted just because of that blur movement. So even before you came in, if you could have done a video check where you would have moved your hands properly and then seen, okay, is this visible perfectly? That would have helped you. Third thing is, hand gestures does not mean just horizontal movement, right? It can be vertical movement also. It can be moving forward as well as backward. I know you are focusing only on hand gestures in the project, but effectively, if you want to use body language, you have to use gestures combined with facial expression and body languages. You cannot just use hand gestures because that effectiveness does not come through. So think about next time when you give a speech, think about using gestures horizontally, vertically, moving the body as well as facial expressions. And my last message, which is the most important message I feel for this speech is, you know what? The topic. If you want to give a project on effective body language, what is the topic that you choose matters a lot. I personally wouldn't have gone with this topic. Though a wonderful topic and message, it did not have scope for using a lot of body language and gestures. Instead, if you could have gone with a story, where there are different events and dialogues, where you have to describe some events happening and some scene happening, you have scope to use more body language and gestures in such a story. So when you are focusing on one project objective, it's also important that you think about the topic and the story that you're bringing in. Will that help you to effectively deliver the project? So that's my overall recommendation for you. I enjoyed the story, no doubt. I enjoyed the speech, no doubt about that. But if you can, I would request you to repeat this project. Not because you have failed or anything, absolutely not. But I think you can work more on effective body language. And I would have loved to see you doing this again, but with a better topic and maybe a better story. Thank you and over to you, TMOD.
Congratulations, John, for a fantastic evaluation. In spite of facing a lot of technical glitches, you have given a fantastic evaluation. Thank you very much, Toastmaster John. Timer, all the evaluators are on time.
All the evaluators leaving Toastmaster Joane are on time.
Okay. Okay. Can you launch the poll for best evaluator, please?
Yes, Shrilakshmi, I launched the poll. Meanwhile, you can ask the feedback for any of our guests in the meeting who are there.
Sorry, Chaitanya. Sorry, Karthik.
Karthik, we can't see the poll. Did you launch the poll?
No, I didn't launch. So I will launch the poll in some time. So before that, could you please ask any of the guests to share their feedback?
Okay. Any guests who want to share your feedback? Anyone? Any new members? Anyone? Toastmaster Iqbal, do you want to share anything? Anyone where we are doing good, where we are doing good, or anything we need to improve? Anyone and any guest want to share anything? Yeah, please. Please share.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. So again, this is my this is my second role I'm taking up in Gabbys. The day I took up a role was a joint meeting, so I will consider this my very first meeting, Gabbys, a full-fledged Gabbys meeting. I have heard a lot about Gabbys and have a lot of credible sources who have shared a lot of insights about how Gabbys function as such. And again, I was working till almost late. I was working, but this is something I found as a breather in between, wherein I just logged out for a half an hour or so between 7:30, and again just evaluated that individual, our speaker today, my speaker, target speaker I was handed, and then I again gave my evaluation. Just felt like easing my day off after just winding up my day at 8 p.m. So thank you so much, Gabbys, for extending this opportunity to me, and look forward to participating more often.
Definitely, you are very much welcome to our club, and thank you for taking your time, joining us, and picking up the role. Oh, guest Iqbal, do you want to share anything about our meeting?
So I just wanted to confirm from Toastmaster of the Day. Can you see the polling? I have launched the poll.
We can't hear you.
Can you see the polling? I have launched the poll.
Yeah, you launched it. We voted it. Karthik.
Okay. So can you see all the evaluators in the polling except one?
Yeah.
Evaluator 6.
John.
I think she's disqualified on time.
Yeah. Yes. So, but apart from that, everything is fine, right? With the polling. So the reason I'm asking is we had an issue.
All good. Yeah. So we were actually having some glitches, which Karthik managed to fix it. Thank you, Karthik. So it's all working fine now.
Yeah.
Karthik, the poll is giving me an error.
Okay. I think even some of
the votes coming in, Karthik, by ending the poll now, we have enough votes any which ways. Can you end the poll?
Yes, I entered the poll and I also received an error.
They're still seeing the error?
I don't see the error right now, but I was able to close the poll.
Okay.
I was able to end the poll.
I'm seeing the error. When I'm trying to end the poll is still active on my system. Okay, fine, we'll figure it out, but we have got the vote, so we'll take the screenshot of this one.
Yeah.
Anybody want to share anything? Iqbal, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you, but.
People, do you want to share anything?
Iqbal, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah, we are not able.
I think it's an issue. So, yeah. We are not able to hear you, Iqbal. So, Shrilakshmi, I think Iqbal has some issue with his audio. You can...
Yeah, he's having issues with the audio. Do you have any idea who is the best speaker today? Smruti, do you have any idea who won the best speaker?
Toastmaster Chitrakshi.
It's Toastmaster Smruti. Congratulations, Smruti, once again.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for you for winning the best speaker. Best evaluator, any idea? Anybody? No. Anybody have any idea who won the best evaluator for today's meeting?
Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Sorry? Sudhama, please
Lakshmi.
repeat. Definitely, you are right. Definitely, Sudhama, you are right. It's Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujatha, none other than our Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujatha. Fantastic. Heartiest congratulations to Smruti and Lakshmi Sujatha. And I want to heartiest thanks to our timer, Maanvi, for taking up the timer role. Without timer, no meeting can happen. But timer is the very important role. Thank you very much, Maanvi, coming forward and picking up the timer and helping us run the meeting very successfully. Now, thank you everyone, all the role takers, speakers for giving a fantastic speech, and for the evaluators also. And heartiest congratulations for the speakers, evaluators for giving a fantastic speech, for delivering fantastic speech, and evaluators also for giving a fantastic evaluation. And heartiest congratulations to your winners, Toastmaster Smruti and Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujatha. Now, as a presiding officer, I officially declare the meeting closed. Thank you, everybody.
You all.
Before that, I see Toastmaster Iqbal wanted to share some feedback. So, is your audio back?
Yeah, is it audible?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm very sorry. Apologize for this. I was just connecting this headphone and I was just toggling with the laptop speaker. So it was very professional hand. I think last time, just in this week, I had a chance to participate my second of Toastmaster. What you have, it's a newbie what we have started recently, and it's a second tenure. And because of it was a newbie, 2 times we have cancelled the meeting as well. So I'm utilizing those particular time to attend other Toastmaster to get to know how to handle this, how to take evaluation and other roles as well. And I think because those are your senior groups, right? So I can take a lot of inputs from and I can also learn. Learning also is a good option. And someday you can also join our meetings as well to learn, and maybe you can guide us as well. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So letting me to give an opportunity to do so.
Thank you very much, Iqbal, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Anybody want to share anything? Okay. Can you close?
Yeah. So just make an okay. So we have our next meeting that is on Saturday at 10 a.m. So see you all then on Saturday at 10 a.m.
Karthik, you may want to announce the other meeting also, the Children's Day meeting.
Yes. Yeah. So we do have a very special meeting on November 14th, and it is.
Karthik, your voice is very feeble today. I don't know what is happening with your mic. Am I the only one, or everyone is also feeling the same? Right?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Whatever you did now, it worked. I should have given you the feedback earlier. My bad.
Put my laptop closer to me. Okay. So yeah, so we do have a very special meeting on this November 14th. That is coming Tuesday. That is this Tuesday. Children's Day special, and we are actually having the role takers as children. I mean, children will be playing the role takers, the kids will be playing the role takers, and if you know any of your nephew or your kid, if you have, or your neighbor's kid, please bring them. We will brief them the role of whatever role they wish to take, and they will play the role on November 14th. So it's going to be a more of fun meeting. So don't miss this. Okay, I'm not going to miss this. I hope you also won't miss it. But if you have any kids known to you, you can just bring. But only caution thing is, please don't kidnap anyone. It's against the law. So please do bring kids whom you know. Thank you, and see you. And this Saturday we have
Excitement, Karthik, actually reverse what is going to happen. We will not have role takers as children. We will have children as role takers. So it's not that the role takers will do a role play of being a kid. So that will be not the case. Don't expect that. We'll have children as role takers, right? And the thing is that there are some of the roles that's already taken. So if you know any Gavaliers, if any of you know any Gavaliers, we need GEs, we need evaluators. That would help us. If you know any Gavaliers, please do let Karthik know, because GE and evaluators are roles which we don't want to give to children who are totally clueless about what happens in Toastmasters or the Gavels Club, because they will not be able to do justice. So if you know what is a Gavalier, then you can find one. If you don't know what is a Gavalier, then don't bother. So that's okay. Back to you.
Okay, so that was about our special meeting, which we'll have on November 14th. But we will have another meeting, which is also special. That is on Saturday at 10 a.m. So please don't miss that. So we will have again the same regular meeting we have. This is a speech marathon, but we have a regular meeting which we conduct on Saturdays and Tuesdays. So see you back on Saturday, that is 10 a.m. Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye bye. Good night.
Good night.